What do I have here? I have Close to My Heart. I have Stampin' Up. What's happening? What's happening with Close to My Heart and Stampin' Up? What's going on? Let's dive in and chat about it. All right, everyone. Hello and welcome. I know it's been a long time since you saw me on camera, and today is going to be a crafty chat because I'm going to join in the conversation about what's happening with Stampin' Up and Close to My Heart right here. So this is just a really fun catalog. This isn't a current catalog. This was from last year, 2022 and 2023, their catalog, and I just had it laying around and I thought I would do a fun intro with it. This is the brand new Stampin' Up catalog. It comes out in May. And I can't show you what's inside this catalog, but we can definitely chat about it. And boy, do I have a lot to say. So I thought I would join in on this conversation that's happening about Close to My Heart and Stampin' Up. So let's back up. And if you're not familiar with what's happening, Close to My Heart is a company that is much like Stampin' Up. It focuses on memory keeping, scrapbooking, documenting, all the things that I personally love. That's really what their focus is. You can make cards for sure with their product, but their focus has really been memory keeping. And they announced just a few short weeks ago that their company is closing, that they're shutting down their company. And when that happened, the announcement came, I think we were all really, really shocked. And it also came out at the same time that Stampin' Up was working with them to My Heart demonstrators, they call themselves makers, over to Stampin' Up. And so it has been a whirlwind, and I've gotten questions, I've gotten some comments, and I've seen all the discussions. I know several Close to My Heart makers, and there's been emails and conversations and all the information coming in from Stampin' Up and information coming from Close to My Heart, and I haven't really felt like I needed to say much, and I thought now would be a good time, now that there's some more solid information, there's some more direction that we're all going, I thought I would join in with the conversation and answer a few questions. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, I've seen lots of different Close to My Heart makers make videos, and they have been a whole wide range of emotion, right? They have been, from the perspective of the whole industry with memory keeping is changing and scrapbooking is going away and it's dying and this is the end, to the other side of the coin where it's like nothing's happening, nothing to see here, don't look over here. And I think I'm somewhere in the middle. I think I'm very much somewhere in the middle, and I thought I would share that perspective with you. So the first thing is that I don't think that memory keeping is going away. I don't think that the industry is changing in a negative way. If anything, I see memory keeping and scrapbooking, making a trend back up. It's definitely a hobby that comes and goes, right? It's a smaller hobby from, say, like card making or painting or, some of those other things that are crafty. I think those are stronger sometimes. But I definitely see memory keeping as something that is here and happening and people are loving. And so I don't think the industry is changing all that much. I will say Close to My Heart was a much smaller company than Stampin' Up. Stampin' Up is a very large company. And so I'm so proud of the way Stampin' Up has handled this. They have handled it with a lot of grace and understanding and kindness. They could have taken a very business approach and been like, we're gonna pounce on this and we're going to take it for all that we can and we're going to make a profit and we don't care. But I've always said that Stampin' Up cares about people, and I've seen that. I know if you're watching and you're a customer or a follower, or you're not a Stampin' Up demonstrator, you may not know or be able to ever see the details that have gone into this. And I just, as somebody who has seen both sides, not only from a back end of Stampin' Up, but having very close friends in Close to My Heart and being able to have them share with me the back end of what's happening, I think that I can safely say that Stampin' Up has done an amazing job with this whole thing. And I think it will be really amazing for all of those makers who are coming over to Stampin' Up. I think it's really amazing. They're going to have some really amazing opportunities. So that brings me to my next maybe update. I've gotten asked, one, if I'm leaving Stampin' Up, and two, if makers can join with me. So the first answer is no, I'm not leaving Stampin' Up currently. As of right now, I'm not leaving Stampin' Up. I am still here. You can still purchase from me. I know my website has gone through some updates, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. And if you've been over there, you will see that some of the Stampin' Up stuff has fallen away. And that is just because my focus, I was really shifting my focus to memory keeping. And at the time that I started making these shifts at the end of last year and the beginning of this year, Stampin' Up did not support memory keeping. They at this current time, aside from what's happening with Close to My Heart, they don't support memory keeping. I have for years. I've been doing this for 13 years, and I have had many conversations with people higher up in Stampin' Up. I've gone on trips and talked to people and had phone conversations with people, and I have tried for years to get Stampin' Up to support memory keeping because that is my first love. And they didn't, and they wouldn't, and they couldn't, and it was not their focus. And so I started making some changes in what I was doing with Stampin' Up to just do memory keeping and do what I love, and to not do card classes. I am not currently doing any card classes. I don't plan on doing card classes. I do not plan on doing any more paper parties, paper shares, all of that stuff where I am getting product from Stampin' Up, I'm prepping it, I'm packaging it, and I'm sending it out. I'm not doing anymore. It's just too expensive, and it's too much work to do by myself, and I'm a one-woman show here. There's nobody else but me. So I really started making that shift. And so when this news came with Close to My Heart closing and Stampin' Up purchasing Close to My Heart, it really, in a way, was heartbreaking for me, and that for 13 years I've been begging Stampin' Up to do memory keeping, and they haven't. And now they're starting to do it when I have taken such a huge step back. And that's okay. I believe in the timing for everything. I believe in, the prayer and the thought and the effort that I've put in to make the decisions for myself and for what I'm doing online. I still feel like holds true. I still feel like even with the decisions that have been made, they're not affecting me, and that I'm not doing anything different. I'm ecstatic that Stampin' Up is going to expand their memory keeping line. That is so exciting. I'm excited to see what they do and what they offer, and only time will tell. We'll start to know in a few short months what that's going to look like, and I will be excited to share that with you when all of that stuff comes out. So as of this moment, I'm not leaving Stampin' Up. You can still purchase Stampin' Up product from me. I'm just not doing all of the things that I was. I'm not sending out catalogs. Which we'll talk about the new annual catalog in just a minute, but I'm not sending out catalogs. I'm not doing card classes. I'm really focusing on my memory keeping and being able to teach online, and that is where my focus is. And so I may begin to incorporate some of these products that are coming to Stampin' Up. You may see some of those products being incorporated in what I'm doing. So the second question that I keep getting asked is, can I join Stampin' Up with you as a maker? And the answer is you can absolutely do that. I'm going to caution you not to. I know that sounds weird, right? It sounds like, isn't that what you want? People to join with you? And that's why I clarified that I'm not leaving Stampin' Up at this time. But what I am doing and what I am offering is, if you are a maker and you are making the move to Stampin' Up, meaning you're coming from Close to My Heart, you're going to transition over to Stampin' Up, and you want to continue to run a business because maybe you've been running a business and that's what you want to do, and you want to make that transition, don't join with me. I'm not somebody who is doing this as a business. I'm not somebody who is supporting a team. I'm not doing any of that. If you want to know my best recommendation for joining Stampin' Up and being as successful as you absolutely humanly possible can be, my recommendation is to join under Rhonda Wade. She offers so much training, so much support for those people who want to truly build a business through Stampin' Up. I took many classes from her. I learned a lot on how to do a business through Stampin' Up and how to make money. And so that's my recommendation, is I would really suggest that you join under Rhonda Wade. And for any makers that are watching this that are wondering, you know, who do I join with Stampin' Up? I know it's great if you have friends that are Stampin' Up demonstrators. That's awesome. That's, you know, I have friends that are close to my heart makers. Just because somebody's your friend does not mean they're the greatest choice when it comes to running a business and to doing a business and to getting business support. So I would caution you to really make the decision, make a really wise decision. It's such an opportunity. That's the greatest thing that I can say, is Stampin' Up has and offers a lot of opportunity within, not only just within getting to know the company and doing things within the company, but also in creating relationships. And if there's anything that I've learned in the 13 years that I've been a demonstrator, is not every decision is the best made based on friendship. You really have to look at what you want to do with your business and how you want to make money and if you want to grow. And the best place to do that is Rhonda Wade. So I know that's a little plug for Rhonda Wade. It may seem a little weird that I'm not like, come join with me, come join with me. But really, I just want to see all of the close to my heart makers. I want to see them be successful, and I want to see them see this transition as easy as possible. And I want the best for them. And I really do feel like if you're trying to build a business in this kind of realm, joining with Rhonda Wade, you cannot go wrong. So that would be my recommendation. And you can always feel free to email me if you have other questions. I'm happy to answer them. So with that said, that's the close to my heart and the Stampin' Up thing that's happening. I felt like when I got on here holding these catalogs up, I'm not a huge Taylor Swift fan, but my kids really are. And I felt like the Taylor Swift Love Story song should be playing in the background. I think it's sort of a match made in heaven. I've always thought that I wished that Stampin' Up and Close to My Heart could be combined, and some of those great memory keeping elements that Close to My Heart offered, such as 12 by 12 cardstock and those kinds of things, could be offered by Stampin' Up, and I feel like that's what's going to happen. I do know that Stampin' Up is going in the 12 by 12 memory keeping. They're going down that road. That's the product that they're going to start producing and selling. And I'm, again, ecstatic about it. And I just recently, in the last couple years, started buying 12 by 12 cardstock from Close to My Heart, because currently the way Stampin' Up sells it, it sucks. Okay, it's awful. It's awful the way they sell 12 by 12 cardstock. So I hope that that changes and that it will be a lot better. And that's who I will purchase my cardstock from, and what I will be doing. So now let's get on to a few updates. There's nothing crafty happening in this video. If you haven't been able to tell, it's just me yapping at you. So a couple things I want to update you on. First, the new catalog is going to be out. Pre-order starts for demonstrators in the next couple days. I'm not sure exactly when. I know it's probably this week, the first week of April. And we're pre-ordering from this. You're gonna notice right away that this is a much thinner catalog. When you get a catalog, if you have a demonstrator sending it to you or you get one in the mail, you're gonna notice that the first thing I thought when I first saw this catalog was it looked like a furniture brochure. You know, like you get the like IKEA brochure and you look through it and it's just like, you're not ordering from it. You're just like seeing how all the furniture pieces work. That's what it reminded me of, because Stampin' Up has made some changes for this catalog. And there are more advertisement pages than there are pages to purchase product. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like an example I can give you is you're not going to be able to turn to the back of the catalog and see all the pattern paper. You're going to have to flip through all the different pages to see all the different pattern paper, which is kind of weird. But there are a lot of things happening online with Stampin' Up. They have their online exclusives. I know for sure that our next online exclusive round is going to have a lot of product. And so I really want you to get familiar with the online store for Stampin' Up and looking at product online for Stampin' Up, because you're going to see a lot of product there. The next thing that I'm really excited to see in this catalog, the next two things, is there's going to be options for, if you love a punch shape, they're going to offer that punch shape in a single die, which is amazing. So a lot of times we have to choose between wanting a punch and wanting a die, right? And there's some punches that I'm like, I wish this was a die. I wish that I had the option to have this in a die. Maybe I would buy 3 or 4 of them, be able to run them through my die cutting machine all at the same time instead of a punch. Maybe you have problems with your hands and it's a little bit harder to use punches, or maybe there's a die that you're like, I really wish this was a punch because I don't like the die cutting machine. I don't have the strength for it. Well, the great thing is that in this catalog, one of the first things I noticed is that is now an option. So there are going to be several punches and dies that are going to be able to be purchased either way, which is amazing. I love that. I love that change. And I hope that those will be successful in both areas so that they will continue to do that. The next thing that I'm excited about in this catalog are the ink colors. Now, if you remember when I did all of my ink pads in rainbow order, I said, I don't think I'm going to buy the ink colors. I don't think I'm going to do it. And I saw the ink colors and I thought, well, I'm buying the ink colors. So I am excited about the new ink colors. They are beautiful. They are colors that definitely when you see them, you're going to know right away, like, oh yeah, those are Tina's colors. So I'm excited about those, and I plan on getting those during pre-order. So that is what I will be purchasing. I will be sharing that, of course, with you when I get my order. I don't know if I will do a catalog walkthrough this year. I don't know if it makes sense for me to do that in May. I might, but I'm leaning towards I might not be doing that anymore. Of course, if you have questions about the catalog, you know, I'm always here. I'm always here on my videos and my lives and in my Facebook page on Facebook. You can always ask questions. Okay, the next update is my website and the things that I'm doing currently. Here, I want to wrap this up. I don't want to keep everybody all day long, but I've done some updates on my website. You will continue to see some updates happening. Again, I'm a one-woman show, so whenever there's updates or I change things on my website, that's me doing that. I don't have somebody that I call up and I say, hey, I'll give you a couple $100, you know, make over my website. I have to do it all myself. And so it's taking a little bit of time. I'm doing it in little chunks, but the website is now more about my overall crafty life. So you're going to see memory keeping on there for sure, because that is my heart. That is what I'm doing. That's the main thing that I'm doing, is memory keeping. And you're seeing that in my YouTube videos. But over on my website and coming up in my videos, you're going to see a little bit broader perspective of my life when it comes to crafting. I've called myself a lifestyle crafter, and that is because I do all kinds of things that are crafty. I do, you know, home decor things, and I do memory keeping, and occasionally I do still like making cards, and I like crafting. I like paper crafting, and my goal has always been to create and share with you. And so that is what the website is going to reflect. And I hope you will see that. I will be getting back to posting on my blog, so you will start to see that as well. I know I've taken a bit of just a little bit of a break from writing the blog posts as I was making changes on my website. And now this month I want to get back to doing that, so that you will start to see that. So if you're catching this on my website, thank you for being there. And as always, thank you guys for supporting me. On my website, you will also see a spot that will say shop with me. You will see my Stampin' Up links there, but you will also see some other links. I do have an Amazon storefront where I have some product linked. I will always let you know if those are affiliate links, and I only am using affiliate links that don't affect you. So if you click on one of my links and you purchase something from me and I get a commission from that, it doesn't affect the price for you or what you do. It is just a way of supporting me and what I do and how I am able to continue to show up here and produce content for you guys. So that is what I am doing with that. And I would love for you to check the site out and leave a comment over there or leave a comment here on my YouTube about that. Okay, so the very last thing that I want to share, I know I touched on it. I'm not doing classes any longer, card making classes or my paper parties. I was doing those with Pip. We loved doing them. We had our last one just a couple months ago. It was so fun. And Pip is not doing them either. And I've stepped back and I'm not doing them. And it really just is simply because of the cost of shipping and some of the back end stuff, things, you know, making sure things are in stock with Stampin' Up, having to purchase them, the time if they get behind and, you know, they're shipping to me. And if that gets behind, then it pushes out product for you, the customer, and then the shipping through the post office. Oh my, you guys, the shipping through, like shipping in general is so insane. It's so expensive. And so I'm not doing my paper parties anymore. That's something that's just not happening, and I'm not doing those kinds of classes anymore. I am doing my membership, which I have through YouTube, and then I also have through my website, and it is all memory keeping based. I don't do any card making or home decor or kits or anything like that. It is all strictly memory keeping, and that is just because that's my heart. That's what I love doing, and it's a way for me to continue to be able to do that. So I hope that this video, I hope you're doing well, and I hope that this video has cleared up a few things, and I am hoping to not get questions like, are you leaving Stampin' Up? Or, you know, what's happening? Should I join with you? I hope that we cleared all of that up. I do want to say that I really appreciate all of you for being here, for asking questions, for being interested in what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, for wanting to support by joining with me. I really appreciate that. And I am here in the community, and I am hoping to continue to craft and share with you guys. So with that being said, I hope that you have a wonderful day. I hope you had a wonderful Easter, and I hope that April is amazing. Tomorrow I will be back with a crafty video. We will be doing Project Life. It's Project Life Tuesday tomorrow. And then towards the end of the week, I will be doing some other crafty things, and I hope to catch you in those videos. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will chat with you in my next video.